lovelies, and welcome to this week's video. So Valentine's Day is coming up, so who better to discuss than the Greek goddess of love and beauty herself. But let's look at her in a little bit of a different way and what she can bring to us as well as what she represents. Now remember the saying that most of us who have heard it probably hated hearing while we were growing up: you can't love somebody else, or you can't fully be loved unless you love yourself. Well, that's kind of the theme here with what we're going to be discussing about Aphrodite. So, you can honor, embrace, call upon her to enhance self-love and strength. That's pretty much the basis of what this is going to get into. But first, I'm going to give a little bit of background on her, but I'm not going to go into her stories. That will be for some other time, because today is more about how to embrace her and to look at her as a goddess of love in various aspects. So, many saw her as a goddess of pure and spiritual love, who had a strong power over all forms of love, and had within her an inner peace that made her able to be empathetic to human emotion. However, she is also known to be vindictive and vengeful, including many tying her to being the cause of the Trojan War. There are also two main stories that explain the birth of Aphrodite, as well as a few variations of her story afterwards as well. So the two main stories of her birth are one being a child of Zeus, and the other being that she rose from the sea in a big thing of foam. And both stories state that she is the cause of the separation of the heavens and the earth. Some things that are true are the fact that she had been in a marriage that she did not want to be in, and did not love. Instead, she actually loved Adonis, and found many sexual and intimate lovers throughout her time. She had various children, including Hermes and Eros, Eros being the Greek version of the Roman god Cupid that many of us know and use as representation for Valentine's Day itself. So, besides being a seductress, she had also enchanted magical items, both in the form of bringing love and seduction, and some causing destruction and disaster. For example, Hera got, according to some stories, got an enchanted item from her to lure Zeus. So that's just one. She, like I said, she had many lovers, gods and humans alike. She was a very sexually active, independent, and was able to lure anyone she desired for the most part. She represents intimacy spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, and physically. This is not just sexual or romantic, but also for creating deep connections with friends and love for self on every level. And the workplace. Co-workers, peers, all that. So, if you are a sex-positive person, she's also the goddess for you. Let's face it, by today's standards, she would have been seen as a whore, undesirable for marriage or a long-term relationship, and not really respected by society overall. I mean, she was a woman who, with a magical way, lured and seduced men with her beauty and enchantment, and had a high quantity of lovers. In fact, for a long time, she was the goddess that many prostitutes called upon. But really, that's not a bad thing. we should be embracing our natural sexual nature. We should not be hiding that and keeping it a secret, like, oh, women, we don't have sexual feelings. We don't think about that kind of stuff. So that is not a negative by any means, at least not in my book. She has the beauty, the social charm, the grace, the flamboyance, and the confidence many of us struggle with. It comes down to an inner strength that exudes through the outer, which then enchants all that one comes in contact with, whether it be in work, friendships, relationships, etc. So she can be called upon for more than just, again, romantic love. It boils down to embracing the archetype of Aphrodite within ourselves, creating self-love, to have the charm and lure to gain all that we desire in life. She teaches us to lose self-worry, doubts, anxieties, fears, and tells us that we are all beautiful, no matter our gender or what society's current standards are. If this is embraced within us and fully taken on, and we follow the teachings and guidance of Aphrodite, our lives can and will be completely fulfilling. And then if it is love that you actually seek from her, you will get it because you embrace her for your own self-love. And you now love yourself. If your inner Aphrodite is like clogged or slow, or you're calling upon her for the wrong reasons, or trying to get the love, or trying to get all this other stuff without fixing yourself first, for example, then it's not really going to work out that way. You will not only will be neglecting yourself, missing out on the joys of life and beauty of the world, but missing out on types of love and accomplishments that should be brought to you and that everybody should enjoy. But if you are neglecting yourself, you're not going to be fully getting that. Right? Like, you'll be isolating, or you'll be doubting and questioning everything that's going on around you. By embracing and calling upon Aphrodite, though, and your inner Aphrodite archetype, you learn to embrace and to protect yourself while helping others' emotional pain and becoming extremely empathetic and compassionate and embracing that. But like I said, but also knowing the boundaries to ensure that you don't overstep that, which many of my viewers, because of my empath series, are learning to do, as well as myself. You know, like, I might teach things, but, you know, everybody at some point has the conflicts come up again and again and again, and life is a constant struggle, and we have to overcome the things that come in our way. So, yes, bringing Aphrodite into our lives more allows us to have those boundaries as an empathetic being. She is also poetic, dramatic, and enigmatic. Embracing this can increase your speech and the way that you use it and talk to others, and emotional connections to shine. If we deny that, again, aspect of ourselves, we are going to be hopeless, isolated, and closed off vocally. Like, our third chakra is going to be totally screwed. She can help with, when called upon, with self-love, acceptance, intimate relationships, ridding of blocks, emotionally and or sexually from the past, and creating healthy boundaries, creativity of our own power through the divine feminine energy, being accepting of our own vulnerabilities and how to use them to our advantage, and also our own true beauty. Back to, like, using our vulnerabilities to our own advantage, you can. Like, if you're an extremely anxious person, if you learn how to put that in the correct, proper way, you can use it to your advantage. Our vulnerabilities are not a bad thing. Our weaknesses are not necessarily a bad thing. We either have to figure out how to overcome them or use them to our advantage. If you have abandonment and fear issues and or control issues, which are either separate from the fear and abandonment or used to deal with those issues, call upon Aphrodite to free yourself from such behaviors and thoughts that ruin and destroy not only our romantic relationships, our relationships with our families, our relationships with our friends, and our relationships with ourselves. Aphrodite wants people to be all right with themselves and to be okay having to be the center of attention and embrace our empathy, live in the here and now to get the most out of our life, to focus on what you are interested in and what is important to you, not what somebody you may like or the people around you might be interested in, but to be okay and speak your truth. She also wants you to embrace your sexuality and to own it. Do not be ashamed or repress it. Accept and go for your fantasies and full pleasure. Aphrodite wants that. Do work. So do a career, do a job that makes you happy and that you love. Not caring about what the end result or what prestige or how much money you're making. Everything is about love, bliss, and enjoying life. Also, allow your creativity and your passionate side to come out more. Bring more art forms into your life. More music, more painting, whatever it is. Bring more art forms into your life. Basically, lose shame and fear. And just take life by the horns and take full advantage of it. And of course, as I said, she is the goddess of love. So yes, love. As I said, she is not just the goddess of love. She's more. But yes, she is the goddess of love. So those who allow the inner Aphrodite archetype to be unchecked end up obsessing and becoming addicted with love and trying to fill some void because we are not loving ourselves. So if we just go and stick to that part of Aphrodite to call upon love, to do love spells, to do love manifestations, calling upon Aphrodite for a certain person or to just bring love or soulmate in general, but yet we inside don't self-love ourselves, we end up becoming obsessed and addicted to being loved, or the idea of love, rather. So call upon her for balancing this within you to find love, not addiction. Other notes, outside of now we know about how we can use it for growth. So other notes that I'm just going to mention is that her planet is Venus, obviously. Her main sign is Taurus. This is why Tauruses love beauty and the finer things, am I right? Crystals can be rose quartz, emerald, citrine. Citrine is more for that career and really getting ourselves out there, making sure that, you know what citrines were. I made a whole video about it. You can always go back to it. And amethyst are the most commonly associated with her. Of course, there are other crystals, and it all depends on the source you're looking at. But those are the most common that I see overall when researching her. So, yeah. So, keywords: love, strength, beauty, and abundance. So yes, there's where that citrine is. Abundance of life, joy, bliss, happiness, a career that you love, friends that you actually love and you're not just hanging around with because you don't want to be alone, a relationship that you love, and a self that you love. Her chakras that she's associated with are the heart and the sacral. I do have a link that I'm going to post below that has some good affirmations and includes excerpts from this book called What Would Goddess Do? And it's like a journal thing, and it helps you figure out what goddess you need to work with, or, I mean, just check it out. I have it. I recommend it. Y'all should check it out. I'll put the link to the book as well, because on Amazon it's like $53, but on this link it's like $20. This first link also that I'm recommending includes a spell for self-love, but they don't really say the word spell, but it's a spell. And for the heart chakra, so it's self-love in the heart chakra, opening it up, and Aphrodite manifestations. So I would recommend working on your heart chakra, working on calling upon her for all these different things. I really, really do hate plugging my own stuff. Like, I'll always say, like, check out my shop or check out my links or whatever. But I do have a full Aphrodite line, and I feel like a lot of people do get a little misconception that it is all about love to call upon somebody. And the people that did have used it for those purposes that worked tended to have a pretty decent core self-value overall. So that should say something. I wear it for confidence and to feel beautiful, like the perfume. But yeah, it can be used for all the various things that we talked about. I do have I have one left. I might be making a couple more in the next couple days, but like a special Aphrodite spell kit. But I have a full line, but that's all I'm going to say about plugging myself. Again, I'll have those other links. And just embrace your inner Aphrodite. And in the future, I will make a video similar to like my Lilith and Hecate videos, where I kind of reclaim the goddess and bring some truth to some of the things that are kind of lost or reprogrammed to be able to fit within our current society. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and share. And if you have not yet, subscribe and press the bell notification. And check out my links, which will be below, as well as my little plug that I just had to do. And yeah, embrace your inner Aphrodite. And if you are alone on Valentine's this year, maybe it's a good day to do some good Aphrodite manifestations and Aphrodite magic and laying in a bath of roses and stuff. Yeah, another plug, my bath. But yeah, I'm not even going to do it. Tiffany. I'm not going to be that person. Not for this week. And also, the new moon is the day after Valentine's Day. So it's a pretty good time if you are somebody that is single on Valentine's Day. So yeah, that's all. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Unless I decide to make another impulsive video like I did this week. But I doubt that's going to happen. So, alright. Love you all. Bless me.